Hello everybody, and welcome to Chess Diagnostic. This is Andrew, and I'm just going to make a quick video from my phone because I've been traveling. I wanted to get a video out of 3 openings that I would recommend that everybody learn to play. Now, I've completed my strategic course and my tactics course, and I'm pretty happy with where those are right now. And in the future, I'd like to do more opening content. So I'm going to start with just 3 openings that I play myself and that every player should learn. Now, some beginners think that you should play kind of tricky or unsound openings, and that's incorrect. You should play classical openings that follow the understanding of strategy, of piece activity, and are overall sound. And the reason for that is that learning an opening is a long-term process, and it's not going to happen overnight, and you definitely shouldn't just spend time memorizing lines. It's a huge waste of time. It's much better to learn or memorize a main line, just a couple moves, and then to play it. And you'll see strong players, that's how they learn these openings. So the first opening that I would recommend actually is the Sicilian Con. Now, you could play this mostly from the black side, but I'm just presenting these openings from the white side here. So it starts off with e4, c5, and then knight to f3, and then black will play e6, d4, pawn takes, knight takes, and then you play a6. And the idea is pretty much to just bring the queen to c7, develop the knights to c6 and to f6, and then bring your bishop out and castle kingside. And this is overall a very sound and solid opening, and it's very hard for white to play too aggressively and get a huge attack in this opening. So I would recommend you play the Sicilian Con as black, and if you face it, the Sicilian as white, then you'll have a solid line in the Con as well. Now after a6, you could just play bishop to d3 if you're white, and then castle. A very simple and sound opening. Alright, so the second opening that you definitely should play, both as white and as black, is the Lopez. And that's e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6 here, and then bishop to b5. Now, even beginners know this opening, and it's really one of the most important openings in chess because it teaches you everything you need to know about strategy, playing in the center, development. It's just a very good opening to learn. There's so many different lines in the Lopez. As black, I already covered this in a previous video. I just recommend that you play the Marshal. As white, there's a line that you can play. For example, if black plays knight to f6, you could just play queen to e2. Now, this is a line that sidesteps a lot of the theory, and it's overall sound. With queen to e2, you protect the e4 pawn, and you're actually ready to just play normal developing moves like knight to c3, bringing the bishop out after d4. You can castle kingside, and there's a lot of possibilities. So overall, you memorize these basic lines, and you'll get experience by playing them and figuring out, thinking for yourself what to do when you play it. Alright, so the third opening is a little more complicated, but it's the benko Gambit. Let me see if I can remember this here. And you can play basically, okay, so knight to f6, you can play c4, black can play here, and now he'll advance the pawn. And the idea is to play b5 as black, and then if white takes, you just play a6. So this is just a sample line. And now the idea behind this, and I recommend you play this as black, is if white takes the pawn, then you can take with your bishop, and even though black has given away a pawn, it's actually non-sound gambit because black gets a very strong attack, which you'll definitely get experience with tactics and attack, and it's a lot easier for black to play. It's just a very fun opening. There are some theoretical lines, but overall the strategical content is quite simple, and the benko Gambit is one that you'll see at a lot of lower levels to expert level, because it's just a very powerful opening to win against amateurs overall. Now the idea for black is either to just trade the bishop on a6 with the bishop on f1, preventing white from castling, and then black will just spend his time fianchettoing his bishop with g6 and then bishop to g7, and then he'll try to attack the queenside pawns for white to win one back, and sometimes white will just fall apart very easily. Alright, so this has been 3 openings that I recommend you play, and I hope this has helped you to go along with openings. I hope to release more in-depth content in the future. Leave a like and a comment about what you think about this video, and subscribe for future videos. I'll see you in the future.